Hey, everybody, and welcome to the SEAL Podcast, episode number 263 for March the 7th, 2025. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
I'm not sure if you got my hello that time.
We did. It got it.
Okay.
It came
we got
through,
it.
yeah.
We got it.
You didn't wave. Did you wave?
I did wave. Yes.
He does do the wave. He likes the
Hi.
wave.
Hello.
Dave accommodates the visual.
Visuals. Was you having a good look at my bald spot?
If you
while
do
was
that,
chatting?
Neil, you look downwards and Dave looks downwards. It looks like he's looking at your top of your head on my screen, anyway.
I'll look up and Dave look down. Then on the stream, it'll look like we're looking at each other.
You can pass each other notes.
It's like the monkeys at the beginning, isn't it? They used to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was thinking of the young ones where they
Yeah.
kick through
Oh,
the
the
floor.
university
Yeah,
challenge. Welcome to the show, everyone. You got the three of us tonight, so that's good. Dave's back joining us after a week off. You feeling better, Dave?
Kind of. Yeah. No. I apparently had a migraine.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So
Were you vomiting and everything?
I was out of action until about Tuesday.
That's a big win.
Yeah, being sick, and I was like, "What's going on?" And yeah, went to the doctors and went, "Yeah, that sounds like a stress-induced migraine." Like, oh, great.
Wow,
Stress
geez.
induced.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, feeling better now, or just getting
So
over it? Right?
I've still got a headache, but I'm not like sleeping 16 hours, and yeah, sort of averse to lights now. So yes, much better now.
Right, good.
Sounds like an improvement. Doesn't sound
Yeah, no,
100%, but
not great, but yeah, never mind. I'm up and about, and I'm working. So if
you must
I
be
feel
all right. Yeah. Lucky. All right. Well, good to have you back. All right. Well, look, let's get going then on what we got here. We don't have any football, do we? There was no football last week.
There was no football, but there's been
Okay.
football, but not.
Yeah,
Premier
but
League
not
football.
fantasy football.
But
Okay.
things have happened in football that have affected Premier League football.
I was
Anyway,
thinking, yeah, well, maybe we can talk about that, and then also, I'll tell you the changes I've made. We can discuss that. So
have you done it? Have you done it already?
Yeah, I did it last night.
Committed to them?
Yes.
Any hits?
No. So I had 3 transfers banked, and I was trying to keep as many as I could for upcoming. I don't know what's going to happen in the upcoming
29's a blank-ish. You got 4 teams not playing in week 29, which is the week after this week coming.
Yeah. And I thought about looking at the fixtures and going deep and trying to figure it out, but then in the end I couldn't be bothered.
Swinging it this year.
Anyway, so I'll tell you what I did, the changes I made. So
Let's get ready to see. We're going to rate them out of 10.
I've kicked out Gakpo.
Okay. Who for? Cunha.
Nketiah.
Okay. It's a gamble. It could pay off. But he's not playing in week 29, obviously.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I'm
not sure. To me, I think the Liverpool front line is so volatile right now.
In terms of who's actually going to play?
Yeah, I watched Liverpool play on Wednesday night. I think it was.
Were they playing? I thought it was just PSG that were playing.
Well, they were there. They certainly were there. Jota looked really tired.
He was running around chasing shadows most of the game, I think.
Yeah, Gakpo is. I don't know. Is he whether
he wasn't
he's
playing,
fit
was
or
he?
not? No, he didn't play. He wasn't even on the bench. So
I think I've read earlier that he might be fit for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt he'll get in and score 8 goals or something.
Yeah,
like
probably.
That. Now I've hoofed him.
That's the way your season's going.
Yeah, but we'll see. And I also hoofed. I can't remember who else I
drum
hoofed.
Roll.
I hoofed.
Insert drum roll here.
I think I hoofed
Rogers.
No,
Rogers I did that last
Newcastle?
week or the week before. No, not Newcastle. Gordon of Newcastle, maybe.
Not Gordon. No.
Isaac.
Morgan
Rogers plays for Aston Villa.
No,
who the fuck is Morgan then?
No, that's who I'm thinking of. I don't know.
Just making things shit up now.
I can't remember his name now. Who I hoofed. Anyway,
Murphy.
So I put in,
was he play for Newcastle?
Murphy, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Murphy,
right. Yeah.
Jacob
he was supposed
Murphy.
to deliver, and then he never did.
Oh, he did. So, he's still all right.
He's done
must have just had him the 1 week he hasn't done anything.
Well, he was all right. Anyway, I think did I hoof him? Yeah, I
I
hoofed
don't know.
him.
If only there was a way you could tell.
I can tell by looking now. And I brought in Neto.
Okay, they've got a good fixture this
He
week.
was looking really good last week.
You still got Cole Palmer?
Yes.
Ooh, a lot of Chelsea players. They've been a bit iffy lately.
Well, yeah, but also they've got an easy fixture tomorrow or whenever it is.
How did that go
Sunday.
last week with their easy fixture?
No, I don't know.
Who scored all the points
3-0,
last
wasn't
week?
it? 3-0 or something, wasn't it?
It was 4-0.
Mark, you wanted the defenders. You had Mark Cucurella scoring shitloads of points.
Yeah, I had him.
Yeah, bastard. Yeah, all their defenders got quite a few points. Well, there was him and Carwell got quite a lot, and then Christopher and Kunku.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe using up the third transfer, but I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep it in the bank. Just
It's probably not a bad idea. I'm having to. I'd had a great plan for the next. I was like, this week I'm going to do this change. Next week I'm going to do that change. I'm only making one change because then I'd still have 11 players for week 29. It was all planned out for the next few weeks, and then because Wolves have got some great looking fixtures coming up, and I've not had Cunha all season, so I brought him in for the week that he did fuck all, and then in the off week before his great fixtures start to look really good, he headbutts somebody at 120 minutes. At the end of the game, the final whistle was basically gone. And it's about to go to a penalty shootout. And I'm like, what the fuck? So he's missing 3 games. So that's thrown a right spanner in the works. At least 3 games. It could potentially be more because he just headbutted somebody. So I haven't actually seen it, but you said it wasn't that bad. But I read that he'd punched somebody while he was on the ground together, and he got up and then headbutted him as well. I was like, doesn't sound like a free match ban to me. Sounds like 5 or 6.
Maybe the punch I might have missed. I just thought it was more like handbags. They're sort of chests together, and then I think Kirk has lured him into it a little bit, right? Got in his face, and Cunha did that thing. It wasn't a headbutt, right? It was one of those puts his heads together and then moves the heads.
Done that rutting stag thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately, he's not a stag. He's a footballer.
And it's
paid fucking hundreds of thousands of pounds a week to be a model professional.
And he has about 30 cameras on him.
Yeah, well, at least.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. So, what else? We got any more?
Anthony Gordon also got himself a red card, but he's only missing 2 Premier League games because he's got the League Cup final as one of his 3 games that he's missing. Yeah, so Newcastle look like they're going to be losing the League Cup final again because they fucked it basically. They've lost Lewis Hall for the season, who has been on fire, a Newcastle defender. He's been scoring shitloads of points, even if they don't keep a clean sheet. He banged in 3 assists in one game the other week. It was the Forest game, I think. He got 3 assists. Remember when Forest went 1-0 up and they were all happy, and then they got battered for the rest of that half, and it was 4-1 at half time, but they did come back. Got to get a little dig in there.
It didn't end up 4-3.
It was 4-3, yeah. But it was one of those. It was dubbed a 4-3 thriller, and I heard someone say, "Was that the least thrilling 4-3 thriller there's ever been?" It's like one team goes 1-0 up, then they're 4-1 down, and then they manage to get back to 4-3. It's not really a thriller, was it? It was a bit like weird. I guess if you were involved, it might have felt a bit different, a bit more thrilling.
Yeah.
But watching on as a neutral Forest hater, it was less thrilling, more amusing, and then like, don't tell me they're going to fucking get away with it. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Any changes you want to talk about?
I've got decisions to make. Do I ride out the Cunha and keep him in? Because after his ban, the fixtures still look all right. But it depends.
Surely
if I hear that
you got to take him out. There's no point.
I've still got a team. If I make, I was going to get rid of Dango this week. Dango Atara for Bournemouth and put in. I think the plan was Ethan Nwaneri from Arsenal, because that would save me $500,000 or whatever, and then I could get in Gvardiol the week after. That was the plan, but that's kind of gone out the window a bit, and I might have to take a 4-point hit this week. I don't know. But I do because I need a new goalkeeper because week 29 currently I don't have a goalkeeper.
No one like takes a 4-point hit like you do. You love it.
Well, you know. Sorry, where are you in the league again?
Don't worry about
You
that.
know, you got to, you know, every now and again, it doesn't matter.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
Game week 29 is for free hits, Mr. Arnold says. Oh, you
I've
don't
still
want to be
got my
taking
free hit.
You don't want to be
I've
taking
got
free hits in week 29.
I don't know about that.
I've still got my free hit to take, so
You want to be planning for week 29 ahead of the game. It's a bit late now, obviously, to make sure you've got 10 at least playing, so you don't have to take a free hit in 29 because you're probably going to want to take a free hit either one of the big double game weeks that's coming up, or in a bigger blank game week, which is probably, is it week 34? This is the next time there's going to be possibly only 5 or 6 games total occurring because it depending on how the FA Cup fixtures pan out. We've lost a couple of teams obviously in the last round over the weekend, and there'll be, I think there's only one non-Premier League team left in the cup. That's Preston, isn't it? Preston left in it somehow, and then everyone else is Premier League. So there's going to be 3 or 4 teams out of the FA Cup next round, and then that'll let us know who's actually going to play in week 34, I think it is. Right. And yeah, so that's the big ones that are coming up.
I've made some changes this week. I took out Raul.
Did you put Beto in?
I put
Raul Jimenez. Are you talking about?
Raul, I think so. He plays for
Fulham.
Yeah. So I subbed him out because he's not been doing very good for me this.
He's playing less now. Well, he's been a bit injured, I think, or something.
Yeah.
He's like Muniz started playing instead, so I don't know what's going on.
And I put on. God, how do I say this? João Pedro.
Who? Oh, João Pedro for Brighton. Yeah, he had a big comeback last week.
Yeah, he's about due for getting back on.
He blows hot and cold. Every time I have him in my team, he blows cold, and then when I get rid of him,
those are the B tier strikers.
Yeah,
they're all hot and cold.
Have you got Chris Wood?
No.
Yeah, see, I think like Chris Wood. I hate to say it, but he's having an absolute blindering season.
Oh, we know that.
But I've not had him all season. And I feel like
of course you haven't.
He's a potential captain for 29 because obviously Liverpool aren't playing, so he won't be captain in Mo Salah. But yeah, I can't remember who they've got. They've got City this week, so I don't feel like bringing in Wood this week. But yeah, I don't know.
Has everybody played their manager boost?
Well, we've all played ours, haven't we?
Yeah. So mine was the last one.
I've still got a bench boost, a triple captain, and a free hit.
Right.
To go.
I've got a bench boost and a free.
But I want a bench boost when there's a big double, and with like 15 players that are playing that week. That's the plan. But I've got to obviously find out who's going to be playing in those weeks.
Oh, I also subbed out Pickford, my reserve goalie, for Raya.
Raya's a solid choice.
Raya for Arsenal, but he's got some difficult games coming up.
Yeah, I don't like the look of their fixtures. And they don't score any goals, really. Apart from the other night, when they scored, what was it, 7 or 8?
7.
Fucking like, where did that come from? No strikers scored 7 goals. PSV must be well shit. I think what I've discovered this week, watching and seeing the results from the European fixtures, is I think the Premier League might be quite good. Even the not so good teams in the Premier League are probably better than a lot of teams in the like elite supposed teams around Europe, because the way things have gone with money and investment and stuff like that. I feel like even the like mid-table teams in the Premier League probably give quite a lot of the best teams in every other country a run for their money in the league if they was in their league.
I think they always have.
Yeah, I don't know about always. I feel like this year particularly, like it's like I mean PSG did batter Liverpool the other night, but still lost 1-0. So
yeah, I think you could be right. All right, any more football? I'm just cognizant of the time because I think we have a lot of listener stuff that we need to get through. All right, should we move on then?
Yeah, look, and Arnie, just before we move on football, he says Anthony, obviously, it was derided at Man United. a bit of a joke. It's cost them like fuck knows how much to sign him from Ajax. He looked great at Ajax. Gone to Real Betis in Spain. Looks like prime Ronaldo. He says, just looks, he's fucking tearing that league to pieces. Like, looks great. I think, yeah. Even like I say, even Southampton, the worst, potentially the worst team in Premier League history, probably do all right in some of the European leagues.
Yeah, I know that might be a stretch.
Might
They're
be a little
shit.
bit.
They're really shit.
They do like they knock it around quite nicely though at times, and then like they just
I'm just going
do
on
something
results.
stupid. Yeah, exactly. On results, they're fucking terrible, but they don't look shit when you watch them. Like not really, really shit. Like they're not getting absolutely battered constantly. But
Well, they are.
yeah, but not in terms of like some teams just not like PSG did to Liverpool. They don't look like that every week.
No. Yeah, all right. Okay, look, let's move on. Let's not go, don't draw me away from here. Let's get on to the listener stuff. All right, first off, Pilch says, not a question, just a statement. Fancy League. I told Daisy to get her act together because Fraser was bottom of the head-to-head, and we can't have him coming second from last because she was not tending to her team.
How's that
All right.
working out?
She did all right last week, I think, didn't she?
She went down, so I guess she lost.
No. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. Challenge accepted. I'm running out of time to get off the bottom here.
Oh, she lost to a Pilch last week. Obviously, I reckon you rigged that one.
Okay, thanks for that, Pilch. Glad to hear you got my back. Just wondering says, good evening. A couple of questions for the show. When was the last time that there was an arcade game to home systems conversion? And has it gone completely the way of the dodo? Will there ever be a market for futuristic modern-day arcades where the games are so advanced that home systems cannot replicate them?
Do we still make new arcade games?
Yeah. I mean, if you go to big things like the big bowling alleys or whatever, you know, there's all sorts of glitzy arcade games, and
they've got shit arcade games now, like fucking Doodle Jump was a big arcade machine that I was like, what the fuck? That's a phone game. Why is that an arcade machine?
Well, that's what they do, right? I think if you go into these places, they make big glitzy arcade machines of prominent IPs, right?
Yeah.
You know, and if the kids know Flappy Bird, then that's what's going to be in the arcade.
No one knows Flappy Bird anymore.
Well, I mean, I guess we're showing our age.
That's our age group that knows Flappy Bird.
You know, like you go in, there's all sorts of Mario Kart racing games.
Apparently, there's a Cyberpunk 2077 Turf Wars game, arcade game coming out from CD Projekt Red.
Oh yeah,
that'd be interesting. So things going the other way now. Like big IPs from video games get made into arcade machines.
Probably.
Like Sega used to like make absolutely top tier arcade machines, and then like obviously bring really shit versions of them to the consoles. Because you could not replicate what they were doing in the arcades on like a Mega Drive.
Some games would translate okay. You know, you would get the general feel of the game. I mean, I remember there were a few. I mean, the Spectrum, you were really you know, if you could get a half decent,
you were not getting arcade games on a Spectrum.
But you were getting ports that weren't obviously arcade quality.
They're definitely not.
But the basic gameplay was so basic that you actually the Spectrums were
like Renegade beat 'em up. Like it was like a Double Dragon clone.
Yeah, maybe.
Not Double. Was it Double Dragon? That was the beat.
Kung Fu Master.
Double Dragon, wasn't it? Yeah. The ones that I remember is things like Golden Axe and like there's loads of different versions of Street Fighter.
Was that a Mega Drive game?
It was an arcade, but that was early sort of 16-bit. It wasn't Sega Master System. It was like Sega Mega Drive.
Or Genesis for the North Americans.
But like kind of maybe Sega CD. That was kind of.
That was a big fuck up, wasn't it?
That was a big fuck up, but that was an attempt to get some of the bigger games onto the consoles. But the Neo Geo was was essentially the same.
They were like thousands of pounds.
They were very expensive.
They're only available in imports.
Yeah, that was the machine that the arcades kind of. It was nearly.
They were all basically the same fucking game, weren't they? What's it called? Metal Slug and things that looked like Metal Slug.
Yeah,
it was all SNK stuff.
after that, it went into the 64-bit, and it was more home entertainment, and the games were essentially made different because the games in the arcade, they're trying to get you to pump the quarters in to get the lives, but the way that people played at home, they played different. They wanted to play big, expansive
You
games.
to be able to save your progress
Yeah.
without sticking in another fucking £5 into a machine. That
Will
came
there
10
ever be
years
a,
later.
will there ever be a market for futuristic modern day arcades where the games are so advanced that home systems cannot replicate them?
Doesn't feel like that's what could they possibly do that you couldn't do at home nowadays?
I think it's not so much the
It's the physical
it's not so much the
add-ons
processing,
that
it's the physical. Yeah, exactly. It's the physical thing. It's the like
But you can buy like
playing
fucking
4-player
steering wheel.
Pac-Man Battle Royale on a 20-foot screen, right? You know, you can't do that in your house, right?
No, not unless you wear VR goggles.
Well, that's the
And
only
it
thing.
just
The only
looks
thing I
like you're
can
on a
think of
fucking massive screen.
is if they do augmented reality with like laser tag, where like you didn't have a headset, but you had a pair of glasses on that instead of being in a dingy old warehouse, it like put a futuristic.
Maybe something could crack on your head every time you got shot, so you actually really hurt.
That's just somebody walking behind you,
slapping you on the back of the
head. So yeah, like I think I can imagine like an augmented reality thing, either go-karting or laser tag.
I just don't see them ever. I can't see arcades really doing anything ever again. They cost too much to do something that you can't do at home now.
Yeah.
They're never going to get the money back on them.
Imagine more places are doing like beer and pinball, or beer and arcade games, or
but they're not new
like
arcade games, are they? Really, they're all old ones.
No, not really. They're all
like
they're all retro.
Who's bringing out like Hang On or something? I mean, they're fucking basically a full-size motorbike to control your fucking shit motorbike that was on the screen. That's not happening, surely, because it must cost that cost like 10 grand for one of those things.
But that's the shit. But that's the shit you're going to see in the bowling alleys, right? These machines do cost 15 grand. They plonk them there, and that's
so they can possibly make that money back.
Well, they wouldn't do it if they did.
Well, I guess,
right?
I just don't feel like
it's not a guess. I mean, it's actually that's how business.
Well, I don't
works,
go
right?
out to these places.
Well,
so
no,
I
but I
just
mean, but they're not putting these things in here for them not to make money, right?
I just don't know if there's a new one or they're like all like 10 years old now because no one's doing
there's
that.
Stuff coming out all the time. Yeah, I'm sure there's loads of new stuff.
The only thing I actually walked into the arcade and thought that looks cool as fuck was the Star Wars thing that was like a sphere. And you basically sat in and it was just a fucking screen everywhere. And I was like, you can't do that at home. But I'm like, at the same time, the game was a bit shit. So it's like,
yeah.
And it's like £5 a go, and you were dead in 30 seconds.
But at that point, they've got your £5 and on to the next person, right? All right. Okay, Mint Safe sent something here. What is this?
This is the PlayStation Beta program.
It says an opportunity you won't want to miss. Would you like to be among the first to test select games, consoles, features, and more? Well, now you can with the Beta program at PlayStation. He says, anyone done this? Sounds interesting.
Well, have they fired all their beta testers to save money and they get the consumers to do it instead now?
Sounds a lot of bullshit to me. We're already doing that, aren't we?
It's early access.
It's early access, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been invited to a play test today. Shh, can't tell you what it is. I won't be participating.
Ooh, are you under an NDA?
I didn't actually look, but I'm not going to. Just like, do you want to do this? And I was like, no. I'm not telling you. Just in case. Just in case.
Oh, the secrecy.
Nothing exciting.
No, I haven't.
Not for me, anyway.
PlayStation can go do one. I'm not doing that. Do your own.
I did read about it, but literally I read the headlines and didn't really look into it. I had an email, but I haven't read the email because I wasn't in there.
It says enroll now.
But it does say that on that. But I could have clicked that button, but it wouldn't work on here. But I do. If for something like I played the Elden Ring Night Rain network test.
Yes.
And I was like, because I'm into that. But what? I haven't looked into it. But what am I going to get to play early access of?
Don't know. You got to enroll to
What,
find out.
like Astrobot 2?
Dunno.
Some shite.
What,
Anyway,
what are they going to do with that? That's not. Like, that game was polished
Anyway.
to fuck when it came out anyway.
Mint safe. You need to go do it and report back.
Yes,
please.
let us know how it is. Maybe I'll
You
do
take
it. I
that
don't know.
bullet. You're not doing shit. We got Hunt to play.
Yeah.
Mark, MS Ranger says, "Evening team, here's a quick fire set of questions for you. Ready?"
This is in a completely different order than it's on the show notes. It's been really thrown me just all of a sudden.
All right, here we go. Question 1. Would you rather be rich and famous or rich and nobody knows who you are?
Wait a minute. You're reading it all in a different order as well.
No, not. It's the first question.
No, it's not.
No, it's not on my screen. What the fuck?
You don't need to look at the notes. Just answer. I know I did that on purpose. Okay, question 1. Would you rather the ability to fly or turn invisible?
Fly.
Don't like the fly. I don't like flying at the best of times.
How
to be fair.
fast?
Well, that's the next thing. Yeah, is it like half a meter a second? Like really slow.
Ends up being a really shit. It's, by the time you get up in the air, it's too cold. What
It's
you
not
gonna
like-
do? It's raining. Yeah,
It's
it
not
doesn't
like
sound that great.
Neo at the end of the Matrix. No, it's more like fucking. I don't know. No, I don't fancy
probably-
flying.
I'll probably take. Yeah,
I think
don't
being
know.
the ability to turn invisible at any moment, I feel like that's pretty handy.
I think
but
the ability
flying,
to fly would be
eh.
a good one. Yeah, either of them could be good. Yeah.
If you just
Invisible
like,
would be good.
I just don't
What
want to
other
be here
than
anymore.
fly-
I'm just going to the toilet. See you later. I'm back in a minute. Turn invisible. Fuck off. This place is dead. I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, so everybody's waiting outside the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to be out in a minute. But Neil, yeah,
Well,
I don't know
or-
if he's in there 'cause he
or
might be invisible.
You go, watch this, lads. I'm going to fly and then go out the door.
Yeah, if the flying is really slow, that's lame. Yeah, I think I'll take invisible.
Yeah. I feel like that's got
Okay,
a lot more,
if
a lot of practical.
If
Oh, it'd be
it's
great at
invisible
work,
with a
wouldn't
lame
it?
flying,
It'd be great
yeah.
at work. Going invisible,
Why?
like, it'd just be great. Just go,
You're like,
oh,
Neil's
there's so and so.
talking
Don't
to
want to speak to them. Ding.
They'll be like, Neil, I know you're invisible. You haven't
No,
disappeared.
you
like,
just
haven't
walk down a
gone."
corridor and then turn invisible, and they'll be like, "Where the fuck has he gone?" And you'd be standing there like, "Oh, you know, he's not
And they'll
breathing,
be
so
like,
they don't
"Oh,
don't walk
that-
into me."
yeah. Other than voyeuristic tendencies, what's the
I
point?
wasn't
of
thinking
being,
about that.
What's the point of being invisible? You can't go around robbing people or things because it'd be like, oh, my money's gone again. Who do we know who can like?
Well,
just be
you don't have to
invisible?
tell everyone you can go invisible, do you?
Yeah, I think the key is not to tell anyone and then just go and do good things.
Good
somehow.
things.
I don't know. Go solve crimes or something.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you'd
know.
have to. How do you solve crime by being invisible?
Well, I
You'd have to be at the scene of a crime,
Well, no,
but then
'cause
you wouldn't
could,
be able to tell anyone that you knew what was going on.
You could infiltrate, couldn't you? You could infiltrate places that
You could be a good spy. Put it that way.
non-invisible people couldn't.
Right.
Still being a spy could be a bit dangerous if someone had
Yeah,
to
but
bump into you.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
what about if you have like bodily functions and you're like, oh, like caught short? You're like, why is there's suddenly a pile of shit? in the
You just
corner?
go for a piss in the corner of the room. I
Yeah.
guess also, do you have to
And
walk
is it-
around with no clothes on
Well,
to
that's,
be
that's
invisible?
Yeah.
It's a bit cold, isn't it? You wouldn't suddenly not be invisible after being out in the cold.
Yeah, it suddenly wears off. Okay. Would you rather be Facebook famous or have no social media?
I've deleted my social media.
Yeah, I'll take the no social media.
I think now there was time when you're like when it was all new. You're like, this is funny. I could be like, well, good on this, and everyone will think I'm great. And then as the years pass, you're like, actually,
Turns out
fuck
that's
that.
not the case.
Sounds so A, that doesn't happen, and B, fuck that.
Yes.
Yeah, no social
Well,
media. That would be.
I haven't deleted my
good.
social media. I've deleted the app off my phone, so yeah, I can't.
I just got rid of X/Twitter
Yeah.
because that was doing my fucking head in.
Ah.
The last time I was on there, well, actually, not the last. The last time I was actively looking at stuff on there, it felt like, although I wasn't following the people who were being dicks to everyone, all the people I did follow were moaning about all the people being dicks to them all the
Right.
time. So it was just like, oh, this is fucking just doing my head in.
Right.
I can't be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And then the last time I looked on the Seal podcast Twitter feed, there was nothing from any followers. It was just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. I was like, what the fuck's happened here?
Yeah.
And then just turned it
Yeah.
off and never went on there again.
Yeah, yeah. Same Facebook. Facebook was literally 99% of it was adverts and recommendations and
Yeah.
for things.
Bad recommendations because you've opted out of all of the tracking.
Yeah. I did find a good way of getting rid of these bloody giveaway promotions that I was always getting promoted to. I just start commenting on them, saying they're trash and they're scams, and they're the what have
All of
been
a sudden you've been
sold-
blocked.
and they were blocking me, and it's brilliant. I was like, ah, winning
Nice.
at social media.
Would you rather be rich and famous or rich and nobody knows who you are?
I think see previous answer. So,
Yeah, rich and
Yeah,
nobody
definitely.
knows.
Yeah. Well, would
quite
you want to be?
happy.
How rich would you want to? What do you class as rich? Not having to go to work and still having enough money to. do
I
what you
would
want.
consider myself rich if I lived the lifestyle I live right now, but without having to work.
Yeah, I
Having
feel like
enough
that.
money
I
to
don't
live
need
how I
shitloads
live
of
right
money.
now. I don't need billions upon
No,
billions. Or
no one
millions
needs
upon
billions. Even billionaires don't need billions.
No.
In fact, especially billionaires don't need billions because it leads them to being absolute fucking melts who do terrible things.
We're all agreed on that one, are we? Perfect,
Absolutely.
Mark. Thank you very much. Good to hear from you, mate. Hope you're well. Oh.
Oh.
Did I jump round?
You
I
just, that's
missed
what I
Mark.
mean. You were confused. No. That's what's like,
okay.
oh. You
All
did
right,
just
now I'm
wondering
listening
first,
now.
and I was like,
Okay.
oh.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I did that. Chipper Spice says, my question
Oh, hang
is,
on.
are people...
Sorry. No, it's been posted in there twice. That's why.
I see. Chipper Spice says, my question is, are people still into pinball? And by the way, hi, Chipper Spice. I owe you a phone call, actually. I meant to call you this week, but I forgot.
Ooh.
Or didn't get around to it. Oh, we shall speak soon. Her question, are people
That's
still into
mainly
pinball?
squared at you, Fraser.
I say people,
probably.
aka Fraser, because I don't think either of us was ever
Well,
really
yes,
into
people are still into pinball. I'm not quite into pinball right now. I haven't played for ages. I just it's just not on my radar.
it. Is your wife
for
going
something
without you now?
No. We've just been far too busy. But I do know I can only speak from what I know. I'm still on a load of pinball groups and things like that. They're all just as active. I get invitations still to competitions.
They don't
that are
want
going
the
on.
champion back, no?
No, trying to keep me away.
They haven't got rid of your world ranking yet, then.
Fuck, I haven't looked at that, and I don't want to look at that now. That's probably dropped like a stone. And I do know that there's, I think, a couple more pinball places have opened up in the city. So I know there was another wholesaler who opened up.
I hope they're
West of
100%
us,
Canadian pinball places.
Well, they all come from the States. I don't think Canada's making any pinballs.
That's a good homegrown industry you can get into there.
Yeah.
You could make a shitload of money.
So are people still into pinball? Yes, that's not. I don't think interest is waning at all. Except
Life.
by me. But
life gets in the way.
yeah, secondhand market is still pretty
I
high.
think the second-hand market is going to be even more important in the future.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people are still into pinball. Sure.
Maybe that's a way of her saying, like, invite me up and take me to pinball.
Oh, I think if Chipper came up, we'd definitely go play some pinball somewhere. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt about
I think that's the hidden context of that, Fraser.
Yes, yeah. Well, we have talked about getting together at some point. We're still trying to figure out some plans. This is the phone call. I should just skip the phone call and just have basically talk to her directly through the microphone here now. No, I won't do that. But we'll catch up soon. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for everyone for the questions. Much appreciated. Always nice to fill out the show with some questions. That was a good bunch.
Good work, everybody.
Let's move on then. Move on then to what we've been doing. Dave and I have not filled this section in.
Me and you have not filled this section.
Oh, sorry. Neil and I have not filled this section in.
I did things, but nothing's happened yet with the things that I've done. So
yes,
I've made purchases, but they haven't arrived yet, so I can't talk about them too much. I can tell you what I've bought, but they won't be here till Monday.
Well, you can tell us what you bought, and then I can go into what I've been doing connected to that, and then
well,
let Dave.
New car.
No,
Oh.
I haven't spent that much money. I have bought a new power supply for my PC, which has 1,000 watts, somewhat future-proofing me for the next generation of PC, hopefully. And I was
This is all part
hoping-
of your drive to reduce your electrical consumption. that
yes,
we
yes,
talked about years
yes,
ago. Do you remember
yes.
that?
I reduce every
How
other
did
piece
that
of
go?
electrical
How did that
consumption.
go?
Oh, it's all right. Unfortunately, they keep putting the prices up. That's what's happening. Keeps happening with the electricity. I did fix my gas and electric prices at my previous rate before they go up in April. Is it April? So I'm fixed for the next 16 months. But I can opt out if they go down. So, you know. But they're definitely going up quite a bit. So, yeah, I bought a PSU for my PC because I want to buy a new graphics card, which will probably mean the 750 watt power supply is going to be at its limit. And I don't really want to be at your limit of 750 watts and then it just goes, nope, and turns off.
And then you have to buy the power supply. Well, what happens if you don't need it?
Well, there's nothing bad's going to happen if I don't need it because it just means it'll run more. It will still only use the amount of electricity it needs.
Right. This is
But the
this
capacity is there if we need it.
This is what I love about you, Neil. Is you didn't actually have to buy the power
Well,
supply.
I think I did need to go up to an 850 for the one the graphics card that I'm looking at buying.
But you don't know that for certain.
No, I do because I looked at the thing.
Okay, all right. Oh. So
And
you
so
do.
it-
So
it
you
would-
just don't.
Literally, you don't want to max your power supply, do you? You don't want to be at 749 watts required power supply on a 750 watt power supply. So it just literally
You want
goes.
some headroom. You want some headroom.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
So with the processors and all of the other gubbins that I've already got, like the number of SSD drives and all that shit.
Oh god,
It's
all
in
your
there.
RGB shit. Your
Yeah,
RGB
there's all that.
mat and all
Liquid coolers and all that hoo-ha.
that. Oh jeez.
So, yeah.
There's a minimum recommendation on. Most
Yeah,
of
you
these
should
new
run
graphics.
them at like 75%, shouldn't you? Isn't that the thing? Like, you should want to target your max power use to be 75% of whatever your power
You
supply
allow
is.
some headroom for some spikes, yeah.
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 So anyway, I bought a new power supply, which is coming on.
How much?
Oh, 180 quid. Was that an inaudible?
Money bags.
That like, did you actually make a sound there? Because it never came through for me.
Yeah, it went ooh, but faster and louder.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there was that.
Oh my! Oh, must be
So
nice,
what's
eh?
going to happen to your old power supply?
A maybe needed
I don't know.
power supply.
Well, it will be needed when I upgrade my graphics card.
But sell it. See if you can put it on a.
I don't know. I could
eBay.
put it in my
Or-
boys because he's only got a 550 in his. I think
Yeah.
it's fully modular, so it should be easy to swap. I don't know what he's. I'm pretty sure I don't know what he's got in his, to be honest. But yeah, I could flog it. But fuck it, I won't bother doing that, will I?
Well, if it goes into your boys, then he can have your graphics card when you swap that out.
I could. I've got an old PC that I could resurrect.
When
Risen
you
from
build
the
a
ashes.
server,
Yeah,
Yes.
I could do something like that. But like, what would I put on it?
Don't know.
did
I'd
I
need to get hold of
run a
some
Plex
digital
server that we
media.
can all, that we can all.
Well,
you
I
can
haven't got
invite
anything to put
people
on it.
to. Well, it's your that's
You-
the
you can
project.
Create a Plex
Yeah.
server. It's like
Where's
a-
your
could.
Plex server? Have you got a Plex server, Dave?
I do.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Don't
It's
recall
on my.
don't
It's
recall
on my
getting an invite into that. Do you, Neil?
It's not set up for outside.
Oh, you're
I'm
not
sure it
paying
could
the
be.
subscription.
I'm paying for a subscription, but because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on my.
Can you run an internal Plex server without a subscription? I can't remember.
No, I bought a year a lifetime subscription.
Oh, did
for
you
it.
buy a
Yeah.
lifetime job?
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing that.
But no, it's
What is it? About
I
80
don't-
quid? It used to be about 80 quid for a lifetime Plex, wasn't
I think I got it on a deal, so it's like 55.
it? Hmm.
Yeah, because they do deals.
They're
I
not
think
going to be
Black
able to
Friday.
complete that. At some point in the future, they're like, yeah, you remember that lifetime Plex server thing we did? Well, it's
Well,
not going to
yeah.
be a lifetime thing anymore. You're going to have to pay every year, otherwise
Well,
we're going out of business.
They'll introduce a Plex 2.0, and that won't
Yeah.
include the
Yeah,
that's how they get around that. There's one called Jellyfin, which is very similar to Plex, but it's all free based that you can put on a server, which is actually community made, and it's supposed to be very good. If you want to go down that route, just rip your own media and.
Yeah, I haven't got much media anymore. I flogged it all at fucking Car Boots house, didn't I? I just didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
I've got a few films, but they're all DVDs. Who wants to watch a fucking DVD now? I want 4K Blu-rays.
But I think Jellyfin integrates. You can input all your like Amazon Prime and Netflix.
Oh, is that
a single place
is
to
that
get
movies anywhere or something like that? Is that something?
Yeah,
it's a thing where some will allow you to like conglomerate all of your shit together in one place.
I think that's what Jellyfin. You've got to put a plugin in, but yeah, it allows you to have all your digital media like Apple Plus, Disney Plus, Apple Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all that in one place where you just go on to Jellyfin and then you just choose.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned Apple. Doesn't Apple TV app do something similar? It connects, like definitely connects like iPlayer.
Sort of, yeah. I mean,
and
it
you
does
can just
show
like
me...
watch it through Apple TV. App.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's perfect though. I mean, it's.
Well, I'll be finding out soon because I've got an Apple TV coming.
Was that just off Amazon?
Yeah, I bought both of them on Amazon. To be fair,
okay.
Apple TV 4K 2022 is it? 22, 23, whatever it is, the latest one.
Right.
That's the one I got, I think.
Because
is it like a little box or something?
Yeah, it looks a bit like an Amazon Fire fucking box or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little tiny box. It's about 4 or 5 inches square.
Right.
It got a really nice remote, nice sort of good. I think the remotes are like the remote itself has its own name. I think it's called a Siri remote or something like that.
So you can talk to it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's pretty cool about it. Like so I've set my Apple TV up so that I remapped a couple of the buttons to control my receiver. So all I need is the Apple TV remote. Turn on the TV with the Apple TV remote. Turns on the Apple TV and the TV.
Right.
And then I use one of the buttons I've remapped to turn on my receiver, and then I use the volume buttons to adjust the receiver. Anyway, one time for some reason it IR blasts, right? That's how it works for the receiver. You set up an IR blast.
Well, from the box, I assume. Or
through the Apple TV. Through the Apple TV, you set it up. And then it stopped working for some reason. I didn't really know what was going on. I was a bit pissed off. I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. I kept going back in, playing around with the settings, and somebody goes, "Yeah, no worries. Just hold down play and the down volume button for 4 seconds, and it resets the remote or whatever." And I did it, and it fixed everything. I was just like, "Oh yeah, it just needs a little bit of a refresh." Yeah, that's pretty cool. But a lovely little remote. Yeah, I told you I hardwired mine, right?
So yeah, I've got an Ethernet one, so I paid the extra 20 quid or whatever to get the Ethernet.
Yeah, I thought that was worth it. So
it's got double the storage. I don't think I'm going to use 128 gigs of storage, honestly.
But I don't know what you'd put on it.
No, other than apps. But have you noticed? I swear, like TV apps back on the old Xbox 360 were a matter of megabytes. Now it's like fucking 3 gigabytes for a fucking
we had
app.
this discussion.
Like, what the fuck? What have they done?
I picked up on that when somebody posted something in one of the Discords, I think, where I was like, holy shit, why is that app 3 gig, right?
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
You give all these people extra space and they just take it.
Yeah, so I set up a Plex server because I wanted to watch something that I had acquired. And the way I was doing it before was... It was just a ball ache, right? I would download stuff.
You have to put it on a USB thumbstick and then put it in.
Most of the time, I would actually just download it to my laptop, and then I would take my laptop to the TV and plug it into the TV. But even that was a ball ache. So now what I do is I've set up a Plex server on this Office machine. So if I can download it, put it into a Plex file, and now I can access that through all my devices. So
you got put it on an SSD, or would you put it on?
It doesn't matter.
But if it's 4K, you can't be putting it on a mechanical hard drive, surely. 4K.
It's not. It's all just on my M.2 drive. That's all.
Yeah. So that's on an SSD.
I don't game on this PC, so it doesn't matter, right? So. But that's nice because then I could just stream stuff to my iPad, stream stuff to the Apple TV. So yeah, it's working pretty well.
Look at you,
yeah,
Mr. Tech Boy.
Yeah.
Mr.
No,
Smart
getting all
House.
clever. Yeah, getting there. So yeah, that's pretty
You
cool.
use your Siri remote to turn your lights off.
No, I don't.
Have you got smart lights in the room where your Apple TV is?
No.
Because that's what you want to do is then, when you press a button on your Apple TV, it goes, "Oh, everything's blue, cinema time, or whatever."
Everything's red, sexy time.
Yeah, sexy time. Dedicated button to that.
Hey Siri, sexy time. Oh shit! I hope I turned that off on my phone.
He's like, what? Why is the red? What's
Oh,
got the red
no,
in the house?
what's going on in the house? All the music's just turned on. I don't need you to do that when anyone else is in the house.
So I will say that so I finished watching Blackbird. Did I tell you I finished Blackbird? I can't remember. Did I say that last week?
Can't remember what Blackbird is.
Blackbird is the one with Taron Egerton where he goes into the prison to try and whatever.
Yeah, we
So
were talking about last week.
I think I finished that anyway. It was okay. It was 50% too long. That would be something, you know what? I would relish the challenge of taking that whole series and editing it into something that's a bit
You just
more,
edit it with the fast forward button.
Yeah, I doing that all the time now. It's really bad, but so
What?
be it.
You fast forwarding through programs?
Honestly, dude, something like that Blackbird, there were points where you just knew they're going to spend 5 minutes of him walking across here and whatever. I just fuck, I just can't be bothered, right? Get me to the
It's
dialogue.
the music,
That's what I
though.
want
Can
to
you
hear.
get it to like the you know, when you listen to it, you can set your podcast player to like play at like 1.25 speed,
Yeah.
so everyone's like
Yeah.
when they're talking. Oh, someone maybe that would have sounded even more weird. That bit, if you were listening to this at 1.25.
There were bits like where, it was the shirt off Taron Egerton time, right? Where he was doing press ups in his cell.
It's okay,
and all
that's when
sorts
you
of
went
stuff
into
like
slow
that. That's
motion.
fast forward. That's fast forward.
It's pause.
Or slow motion, depending on
That's
which
when you
way.
say, "Hey Siri."
Oh, I heard a joke today. So, this guy was talking to his friend, and he says to his friend, "Oh, I'm dating twins right now." The guy goes, "Holy shit, you're dating twins? That's amazing. How do you tell them apart?" He goes, "Well, one of the twins wears pink lipstick and red nail polish, and the other twin has a cock."
Okay, that's pretty good. Is that
anyway,
actually a joke or is that a true story?
I don't know. So my friend told me this morning. The other thing I've been watching is Ludwig, which was
good.
recommended.
Yes.
Yes, recommended by Neil.
Have you
Yes,
finished
good.
it?
No, I'm watching it with my
I
wife.
recommended this.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Ages
Dave
ago.
talked about it ages
Did you?
ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
I beg
yeah.
your pardon, Dave. Sorry. Yeah. Well, I picked up on it from what Neil was talking the other day. We
Well, I
watched
missed
it. So
loads of the series. I just got the first 2 episodes and then the last one. So
Oh, did you? Oh, so yeah, we watched the first one the other day, and I was absolutely out of my gourd watching it. I couldn't tell whether it was any good or not. I was so out of my head. And then my wife said that she really enjoyed it, so that was great. And then we've watched the other two. How many we watched now? 2 or
there's
3?
only 5 or 6, isn't there? I think.
It's
Yeah, I think
5
we've-
to
I
6, I think. Yeah.
I think we watched 3 so far. Yeah, great. Yeah, David Mitchell's excellent.
Yeah.
His brother's wife is excellent.
Yeah, I recognise her. I couldn't
Yeah,
place
it's
her,
good.
but I know her.
Can't remember.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I love the fact, where he gets the sniff of solving the puzzle, right, or the murder
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
Starts to really get
It's,
into it.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, I
The
quite like
puzzles are there
this.
to be solved, right? I got to solve it. Yeah, so that's good. Highly recommended. It was good. So
Yeah, and
we'll
short.
carry on with it. We'll carry on with that. Yeah.
They don't spend. There's no 5-minute sequences of looking at David Mitchell walking across things with his shirt off.
No.
I suspect that wasn't top of anyone's list.
No. What do you got, Dave? You got a few things on there, have you?
I've got loads of things. I've been off for a week, so. I posted this before. I cancelled last week. Richard Osmond. I'm guessing everyone knows who he is.
Richard
Oh,
Osman.
Richard Osmond, famous UK author, quiz host, and brother of Matt Osmond.
Guess
didn't realise.
co-host of Pointless.
Why has he got a different surname?
That's Dave's bad
That's my
spelling.
spelling. Yeah. Matt Osman, obviously being the Suede guitarist.
Obviously.
Obviously, never heard of him.
I thought he was in Squeeze.
I don't know.
We've had this before, Dave. You said he was in Squeeze before, and he was in
Oh, okay.
Suede.
Right. Okay.
Why has this guy come up in our conversations before?
Because I
What?
don't know.
Which one?
Well,
Matt
Matt
Osman.
Well,
Osman.
either of them. I don't remember
Yeah.
why it turned up before.
No.
I just remember Andy Cox commenting about how I might have been on the Discord.
Anyway, right.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway,
was
so
a while
Richard
ago.
Osman's addicted to Balatro, and he plays it on his mobile phone. And I found this out because he does a podcast or video cast.
They do The Rest is Entertainment. Is that
The
him?
Rest is Entertainment, yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, I watch that while I'm working, and he was saying about that. I was like, Balatro, and he plays it on his phone. So
Yeah.
I know.
Some people do that. People who do that.
Who'd want to play Balatro?
Maybe he's got a
Very easy.
Pro Max, and it's a bit like a tablet.
Could have, or one of those Galaxy Folds.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Galaxy Fold.
They're all
Arnie has
iPhone
one of
people,
those.
aren't they? All these celebrities, they're all iPhone people. They get
Ah.
paid by Apple. They get paid by them to have them.
So yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. Obviously, Balattro's had a bit of an update with the card packs and everything recently, hasn't
It's on
it?
Game Pass now.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass now as well.
Mm.
Yes.
Somebody was
just a-
telling me it's the top paid for game on iPad.
That does not
on,
surprise me.
iOS now.
That doesn't surprise me.
Amazing.
See that? Yeah. Which is cool.
Arnie says he has the Galaxy Fold. Really like it.
Yeah, he showed me that.
Everybody that I've
Arnie showed me his when we were in the pub one day.
Ooh.
Mm.
Everybody that I've seen with
Was
Galaxy
that in the
Fold,
toilets?
They highly rate it.
No, we were rather bold. It was at the front.
In full view of everybody else.
Well, not quite.
Oh.
He said, "Check out this bad boy," and then folded it out for you.
He flopped it out on the table,
No.
and it went
And he
from
got-
small
he got
to
his phone
big.
out.
I'm not sure they start off small, to be fair. They're quite big anyway, and then they just get double in size, just like that. Just before your eyes.
And then other than that, the only other thing to note is I'd done a personal best for my deadlift.
Well done, Dave.
145 kilos on deadlift.
Ooh, 145 kilos. That sounds quite a
Yeah.
bit.
My back hurts just
That's like
thinking about it.
300 odd pounds.
I don't know what that is in pounds.
Whereas 2.2 times the kilos. So
okay.
290 plus 29, I guess. What's that? 320.
145, 319.
There you
yeah.
go. Quick maths.
Quick math.
Not bad. Good mental arithmetic there. Mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
Mental
so
deadlifting.
Yeah.
I was quite proud of that. I did try 150, and I didn't lock it out.
What?
I
Hang
got
on.
it.
What? That's like one more kilo.
No, 145
Oh, right, okay.
was my personal best, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
tried
yeah,
150.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez,
so-
Neil.
I forgot.
We were all
I forgot.
impressed a minute ago, and now he's totally dropped it. Now he's fumbled at the line.
150.
I've
is
had a couple of
like
beers, to be
5
fair.
more than 145. So yeah, I tried it, but I didn't lock it out. So
Anyway, 5 kilos doesn't sound a lot compared to the 145.
no. But yeah, I'm
Just
proud of
a
that.
little bit too much.
That was.
Well, next time, Dave, you'll do it. You'll do it. I've got every faith. Tomorrow, maybe. Could be a day.
No, I'm not doing no. But no, I am training more for my deadlift. So I joined it.
Yeah.
Then.
So you
Well,
don't
be
skip leg day
careful.
then?
I was supposed to have lunch with a fellow today. He had to cancel on me because he's got a hernia that he's got from the gym. Just an FYI. Be careful out there.
yeah. No,
Depends where that hernia happened. Could be. I mean, there's nasty hernias, and then there's like, that's okay.
I don't know.
Half your stomach popping out. Are you still doing swimming, Fraser?
No.
Oh,
He does fuck all now. He has to take drugs now. He takes drugs instead now.
Are you,
getting
still
healthy.
signed up for it? Do you still pay money?
No.
See if he
am
fucking
I?
pays for a subscription he's not using. He's all
I
over
don't know,
that
actually.
shit.
I can't remember whether I've got a swimming subscription now or not. I have no idea.
Because I thought that was the thing. You subscribe. You were paying monthly, so you you could get, and you had to go 4 times a month. To get
Yeah,
your
no,
money's
I
worth.
had all my charts or whatever that I knew how many times I had to go to break even. But what's happened now, this is the third winter, is that I just can't swim during the I could, but there are a couple of things that make me not want to. One is I'm so busy.
Is it an
with
outdoor
work like
pool?
this, is that I just don't want to do anything. Second of all, yeah, there's no outdoor pools, so all the indoor, and because it's winter time, all the indoor pools are now packed because people can't do outdoor stuff. So it's just swimming now is just a
You could
pain
go
in
ice
the
skating
ass.
instead.
I could do that if I wanted to. Yeah, there's lots of things I
It could
could
be
do.
a good workout.
I'm looking forward. I'll swim in the summer, definitely. I
Well,
really
why don't you
enjoy
take up
swimming in
cross
the.
country skiing like your wife?
I don't like cross country skiing. I'm not interested in
You
that.
don't have to like
My
it.
knee won't take it. Oh, I've been practically disabled all week, so I think I slipped a little bit. We've had a lot of ice here, so I think I slipped on the ice on Saturday and just popped my knee out a little bit. And by Saturday night, I couldn't walk, and I was
That old
basically
football injury, was it? The old career ruiner.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is my career ruined. Yeah, from my semi-pro days, my torn ACL.
Just like
Yeah,
Rodri, you were, weren't you?
so
A little bit.
Sunday I was leg up on the couch, icing it all day Sunday, all day Monday, and
drop
only
off a
really
What about your knee?
flopped it out. So yeah, today was the first time I've actually went for a little bit more of a just round the block walk. So
You're not even
Yeah,
been taking the dog out.
for the 2-3 days, I couldn't
Wow.
take the dog out now. So
Was
was
he
a
not
bit of a
going?
pain
Was
in
he
the
not
ass.
going farmy? Was he?
Oh well, we did. Other people picked up the slack, thankfully. So
No.
he's all right. So all the kids walk him. Yeah. So that's that. All right. Are we done with what we've been doing?
Probably.
I am.
Good. Let's move on then to what we've been playing.
Ugh.
Ugh. Dave's been busy.
Dave
Yeah.
participated in Steam Next Fest, by the look of it.
I did.
Why don't one of you start then? Dave, do you want to start with something?
So probably the one I want to talk about most is the Roadcraft demo.
Okay.
I think it's the developers of what this game's called? The
SnowRunner?
off-roading SnowRunner and
he?
MudRunner. Yeah. And they've crafted this game. And he's like, oh, I like that. I like
Better
that.
than SnowRunner was one of the titles on the YouTube.
Yeah. It's basically a game where you've got you navigate across a map. I've done 2 of the 3 maps, and you've got to do various tasks between getting different types of vehicles between them. And the idea is that you're sort of setting up or creating a road, or you're putting down like facilities to better the map for the next part of the vehicles that you're using. So yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed it. I've chopped down trees. I've laid.
Do you have to punch them first, or is it
No,
it's
you
not a
get a
survival game?
proper. You get a proper.
He says this is literally my job.
Well, that's funny because someone was talking the other day about. I was having a discussion with someone about Mech Warrior games. And I said, I think the thing that put me off the Mech Warrior games that the other guys are playing in our group now, is that when they started talking about heat sinks and things like that, and I went, "That's my day job." I don't like
working out the thermal capacities of.
I'm watching this video, and I hope this isn't what Arnie gets up to at work, because this does not look like a work.
It looks all right though.
It looks incredibly detailed and
it is
quite pretty.
It's quite a big demo. Well, in size itself, it's like 20 gig to download. And yeah, lots of different.
Did you play SnowRunner on MudRunner?
I played MudRunner. I didn't play SnowRunner.
I tried MudRunner, I think.
But I didn't get on with it. Not that I don't.
So find your own fun game, are they? Or do they give you like quests?
The little boy in me wants to try this game. I tell you.
I'm Luke. I'm 5. The dad's Bruce Lee. He drives around his JCB. That's what this is.
So yeah, you get a different vehicles, and in one of the ones you're one of the machines that you've got to cut down trees, and so you operate the arm that latches onto the trees, and then you set it off, and it cuts it down and strips it, and then
This is
then
Alpha Male Simulator.
you've got to put it on putting it on the trailer's the hard bit. But yeah, it's like dual joystick controls with like the crane and stuff, and
Tank controls.
yeah, kind of, but it's an arm, so it's like it's a. I don't know,
Oh, and he's literally put in like what I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about proper work stuff now in the chat, like asphalt and fucking hardcore and all that sort of stuff. Not the music hardcore.
So the first map is quite basic. In that you've just got to get across. You've got to lay cable between 2 points to give it power, and do some chopping down of trees and stuff. And it's just like exploration of the map. And then the second map, you are doing a bit more of like resurfacing stuff. Yeah, it's good. It's a demo.
Still available? One of those ones that disappears, or is it still available?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
It's a multiplayer game. You can play with multiple people.
Ooh. I didn't know that. I played it single player. It's good.
Okay.
I can see there'll be a lot of entertainment in playing it multiplayer.
I assume you might have to rescue your friend who's got stuck in the mud and stuff like that.
Or push them into the mud.
Yeah.
And drive off without them. Yeah.
That's what I meant by rescue, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Oh, well done, Fraser.
All right.
Now,
Okay.
Neil, do you want to play it? Tell us about a real game?
A real game?
That did look like a real game.
Well,
it's not a real game yet, but it will be when it comes out. What have I played some more.
Arnie's flex.
Yeah.
It's construction flex.
Yeah.
Very
He
impressive.
well, he could be talking about anything. I'll say he's going to knows what he's talking about. Just looks like he knows what he's talking about. Could be anything. Could be talking bullshit as far as I know. Anyway, I've played a load more Helldivers 2 in a little bit of one session.
On your own, or?
Yeah, well, I wasn't on my own. It was just with randos. No friends play with me. But what I tend to do when I do Helldiver sesh is I go into a mission on my own, but obviously it's an open mission, and people turn up and bail me out of all the shit that I'm in. There's a couple of mission types. There was one, because most of the missions you go in, they're like a 45-minute session.
Yeah.
And it's like you have a primary objective and a secondary objective. Your primary objective in some of them is to raise the flag of Super Earth or whatever, to like, you know, pretend you're invading Canada or something. Then there's other shit like set off intercontinental ballistic missiles. Like, again, like pretending you're invading Canada or something. There's I can't even remember. There's fucking loads of like these 45-minute missions, and then there's always something else like go to a fucking terminal and press your up arrow, use your D-pad to put in a code, and then do some other bollocks while it does its stuff. There's probably a relatively small number of things that you can actually do, and then in between all of the missions you have, loads of baddies come and try and fuck things up for you. There's now the Terminids, which are like the bugs from Starship Troopers.
Yep.
The Automatons, which are like Terminators.
Yep.
Oh, you told us. What was the third one?
I don't remember either. There's a newish one, which I haven't seen.
Yeah, weren't these Xenomorphs?
Which is why
I
haven't seen them yet, so I don't know what they are. So yeah. Anyway, there's like a whole sort of big world story going on. Like there's a big war happening, and all of your little missions are helping or not helping the progress of this big war. But the big war narrative is set by the developers, and then every week they'll be like, the automatons attacking this sector, and you're like, if you go in here, you get all the rewards and like repel the automatons or whatever. And if you have to kill, like, as a community, like 10 billion automatons over a week to get all the rewards and stupid stuff like that. And yeah, so what happens is I drop in to one of these 45 missions, and usually they're fairly easy to just plod along on your own. You don't get into too much shit. And then there was another mission. I was like, oh, a bit short on time. There's a 15-minute mission here. And it's just go in and kill loads of bad shit. And fucking hell, I was dead within about 30 seconds. Just like lost all my lives within about 2 minutes. I was just like, oh, that didn't work. So I won't be doing one of those again. Because they're just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of enemy. And it's just impossible unless you've got like a squad. And you're like, you've got all your cool shit to bring in. Like I've unlocked a few more bits and bobs now, so I've got like there's like a what the fuck do you call that when a load of planes just fly over?
This week.
I did, yeah. Last Sunday, there's like a load of planes come over and just like drop a load of bombs. Thanks.
I was just noticing the side bit you've had done there.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's pretty neat and tidy at the minute. Give it a week.
Sorry, Helldivers.
Yeah, and so yeah, I've got a few more tools to play with. So there's like orbital strike weapons that come down, like the Hammer of Dawn. Remember the Hammer of Dawn in Gears of War? There's a bit one a bit like that comes down and goes, fucking big laser beam that comes from the sky, blows loads of shit up, and then there's like artillery strikes that are coming in. It's just this fucking mad shit going on usually all the time. I feel like I'm playing on PS5, and I feel like graphically it's not very sharp, not very crisp. Like it doesn't look like it's rendered at 4K to me on the PS5. It looks a bit fuzzy, and like as if you're like a shit upscaler working.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Is it doing pure 4K though, or they are?
Well,
they
I don't. That's what I mean. I don't think it is doing 4K on the PS5.
I
Maybe on the
imagine
Pro. I don't know. Maybe it's had a Pro patch and it works. Looks a bit. It looks fine, but I'm just like it doesn't look real crisp that I'm used to. Like, because I don't feel like.
Well, when you get your new graphics card, it'll look even shitter.
Well, I won't because I won't be having it. Oh, what you mean? Because yeah, I'll still be playing it on the PS5 and I won't have it on PC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your PS5 will make your eyes need.
Maybe I'll have to buy a Pro
more.
After a while, but you don't really notice it. There's just like when you walk onto the spaceship and stuff like that. I'm walking, I'm like, my guy's helmet looks a bit fuzzy. Do I need to get my eyes checked or what? But everything else looks normal, so I don't think it's my eyes. I think it's the game, but it's a minor thing. It's fun to be just. Some of the weapons are cool. Like I like one of my. You know Helldivers. You have to at the beginning before the mission starts. You select your loadout, which is your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, and your grenade type thing. And then also you have things that you can drop in. Like I say, these orbital strikes, or a turret, auto turret, or there's like power weapons effectively that you can drop in. So one of my favourites is the grenade launcher. Drop in a grenade launcher, and it's well handy for like, especially like the automatons. They have like what are they called? ATST walkers, mini ones of those that with like a robot on the back. And so the grenade launcher is quite good at getting rid of those. In fact, quite a lot of the automatons, the grenade launcher is quite good with. But also, there's like nests of the Terminid spawning nests, like the locusts from. It basically just rips off every other fucking video game ever made, I swear, or film franchise. So there's like.
Yeah, but they do it just generic enough.
An emergence hole. Oh, I mean, something that appears in the ground that's like an emergence hole from Gears of War, where all the insects come out of. And if you chuck a grenade in, it shuts the hole off. And like, oh, I've never seen that before in any other game.
No, it's a brand new mechanic, that one.
And then the automatons, they've got like buildings that the doors open and they start coming out. But at the top of the building. There's like these
It'd
vents.
be like
and
they're being
you can-
manufactured in there.
Yeah, you can chuck in grenades into these like vents that open up at the top. But the grenade launch is quite good because you can do that quite a distance. You like boom, boom, shoot a couple of grenades into the fucking from like a bit of a ways off, and they go straight in, and then boom, yeah, boom, turn into that guy on fucking Fast Show.
That sounds like you're having fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's lots of fun. Should have probably built it on PC, but there we go.
Yeah, I've got it on PC.
You can still cross-play it, but it's fucking didn't work last time. So it definitely went through a bit of a weird phase of just being, like I said the other week, it just kept crashing every fucking time I'd load into a mission. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This does not happen with console games, where the whole point of this game is you go into a mission and you fuck shit up. But literally every time I beat it, it was crashing. I was like, how has this made it through any sort of certification? That doesn't happen on consoles. Like, things are supposed to fucking work. I expect shit to go wrong on PCs because it's PCs. They're all different. But, yeah, every PS5 should be the fucking same. So, don't expect that shit. But there we go. It seems like that's all gone out the window now. It's fine again.
Right.
But, yeah, I'd be up for some games
Mm.
as a group. It's a good crack. It's fairly...
All right.
You don't have to really think about it too much. Because I just play on medium difficulty, level 3. Because I haven't got the skills, all the shit, I haven't unlocked enough stuff to be playing at higher level. Yes. But yeah, so I'm still enjoying Helldivers 2, but I don't play it regularly. Every now and again, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just going to fucking go play that for a couple of hours. It's all right. It's good.
Yeah.
I never really feel like I have wasted my time, I guess. But, you know, at the time, it doesn't feel like it.
All right. Good. Well, I guess we'll be hearing about it again then.
Probably.
Dave?
I played another demo called Cards, the Universe, and Everything.
Mm.
Oh, that's a bloody nice, easy.
Why does
short
that sound
title.
like something I've heard before? I feel
think
like
people have been playing it in early access, or I'm not sure.
It was. There's videos from 2 years ago, so you may well have heard this before.
From what I gather, it's basically there's cards for everything, and everything has been given a value. And I'm not sure if it's AI generated or if it's just got a massive spreadsheet of everything and it's come up with independent values. But it's a card game. It's 5 rounds, and it's an average of score from defense and attack on the played cards. You can play 3 cards minimum out of a stack of like 5 or 6, and you get bonuses of more, like having available more cards or things like that. And cards that are similar to each other, in the same sort of categories, get bonuses, or individual cards have bonuses on them that affect the other cards. It's a nice little card battling game, and yeah, it's interesting. I think when you get further into it, you can like generate your own cards, or you have like tokens where you can like put in names or things, and it generates cards into your pack, and then you can customize your pack and have lots of similar cards together, or things like that. Yeah, it's a nice. It's quite simple. The gameplay it's not very complicated at all. Quite self-explanatory.
Hopefully, the game's simpler than finding a nice video about it. Because that is not proving very easy.
I think the main video on Steam for Cards, the Universe, and Everything, it sort of describes it. There's not much more really I can say.
how much time did you put into it?
I put 2 or 3
You've had a few
hours into
sessions
it.
on this, haven't you? You were playing it earlier, were you?
Right.
I wasn't playing it earlier. I was playing a different game earlier. I might have loaded it up. But yeah.
It's pretty slick.
It's well put together. I don't know who who's actually.
It says Steam Edition. Does this already exist on on iOS or something on phones or
Oh, I don't know.
mobile?
No idea. No idea. Alright, I couldn't.
That's what I'm finding a lot of vertical videos. So that could be a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it is a game on other platforms. I just saw it on the Next Fest,
Yeah.
so I thought I'll play it. It's good. Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Mm.
Should I talk about Laura Lee?
Talk about Laurie.
You're only allowed to talk about it if you liked it.
Well, I bought Laura Lee. So anyway, yeah, so I was disabled on Saturday. I couldn't move. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit on the couch. I don't know actually whether that was what drove me to buy it. I think it was. Anyway, I bought Laura Lee and the Laser Eyes. It was coming. I had it on my wish list before Neil was gushing about it. Then Neil was gushing about it. And I was still just anyway, I decided I had to pull the trigger. And I'm glad I did, because I got my Steam Link working on my Apple TV, put my knee up, put some ice on my knee, grabbed a controller, and I must have played from, gosh, I think.
Said you played about 6.5 hours or something.
I think I sat there and played for 6 hours, which is unheard of for me. Putting in a session like that. Well, I guess I was, I had to sit down anyway.
I was going to say, yeah, was that because of your knee?
Yeah, so that was on the Sunday because of my knee. I just was sofa bound. So, yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was just it is weird, and that's okay. I mean, there's lots of weird games out there. I don't even think it's that weird. I mean,
the story is definitely fucking weird. The story stuff is definitely like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they could build anything they want around it. Ultimately, when you break it down into its bare bones, it's just puzzles everywhere, right? And you've just got to solve the puzzles.
It's loads of puzzles. Did you pet the dog?
Puzzles. Yes, I pet the dog in a
How many
couple of
times have you pet the dog?
Obviously not enough times, right? I think I only petted him twice. Do I need to pet him more?
There's definitely an achievement if you pet him a lot.
Oh, I only got one achievement, I think, for my 6.5 hours.
You got one sooner than I did. I fucking played for about 12 hours before I got an achievement.
Yeah, I can't remember what popped. There was something did pop. So yeah, it was good. I will admit to looking to doing a little bit of a cheat on one of them.
There's definitely times where you're just like, I don't know what I can't figure this out. And then usually I was like, oh yeah, I should have fucking worked that out.
It took me a while to, and I'm not totally convinced this is the case, but it took me a while to realize that there were.
Fucked me up. The piano one fucked me up. I don't know if you've got to the piano. That was when I was like, I've fucking tried everything I can think of. This is really driving me absolutely mental.
No, I haven't got to that one yet. I was going to say that I think it took me a while to get to a point where I realized that a lot of the puzzle, I was thinking that a lot of the puzzles, I'd be staring at a puzzle for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever, and I can't see it. So something else must be around that's going to help me solve this puzzle.
I think you do find, what I found was, there was things you discover and you're like, either you haven't found other things that are relevant to this puzzle, or there's other things that maybe you've got it out of sequence, and the thing that you may do previous to that, if you go in a different order, will make you have the sort of right train of thought to solve another puzzle.
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm still figuring that out. Like, because there's a load of puzzles that you would, the poster doors. So you got to solve that. So you use the posters.
Yeah, you need to find something to understand how to.
So it took me a while to figure out that. Okay, right now I understand what it wants me to do for every one of these poster doors.
There was that. I didn't find the shit to do unlock all of this poster stuff for ages.
Oh yeah, because you need the other information to unlock the poster door. You need to find the body room or whatever to find.
I didn't literally. I found the person. I did loads of other stuff. I completely missed the fact that there was an exit to the side of the room that went into another room, which would have unlocked all of this other fucking puzzle. And I was just like, oh, fuck knows. I don't understand. I'm obviously supposed to do something with these posters, and I can't work out how the fuck it is. Right, and then it just happened that I'd missed a room. Look, I'd been right next to, like, multiple hours previous to, and I just missed that fucking room.
Yeah, well, that's not going to help you.
No, it definitely didn't.
But then that sort of when you suddenly realize, oh, okay, now I have the tools to solve these banks of puzzles. Because once you get into all those poster rooms, then there's the safes, right? Spoilers. Not that it's a real spoiler. And then you realize that the safes are related to every letter that's sitting there on the table. And the letter on the table gives you a hint on how to get into the safe. That being said, there are still 2 or 3 safe rooms where I haven't got an absolute fucking clue what to do. Like, there's all these safes.
There was
have
one that
different
I remember being a
controls,
right,
they're
like,
just bonkers.
But you go
And then
away,
you
you do
have-
something else, you come back to it and go,
Right, there's something to be said for that. And then there's also shortcut doors. So you have the
Yeah, I
they're
love
called
those.
SC doors, right? That was one of the ones I cheated on, and I was okay with that. I was
There
just
was
like,
one that I had to cheat on because I was like, there was one where it was a hidden number. The one that I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, looking at
the
things
one I
like this.
had, the one I had was L plus V equals 135.
Oh yeah, that did fuck me up. That one.
L equals, therefore L
Yeah.
equals what?
Yeah, that did fuck me up.
And I just couldn't. I was like,
I
but
can't
if
remember what the answer is now.
The puzzle
but-
is here. The answer is like, because you have the puzzle book to cross reference, and I did cheat on it. But what the cheating did was it told me that yes, the answers are there. You just have to figure them out, right? There's not that you're going to need to go look for anything else. You've got the puzzle book. You've got to find the doors or whatever. So yes, I feel bad that I cheated on that one, but it's sort of, it's not necessary to the game. It's just a shortcut door. So like,
but it's
whatever.
quite nice to have those.
So yeah, so I've excused myself on that. So, but anyway, it's great. Yeah, it's like it doesn't seem to muck around with your time. It seems to respect your time. For
I
some
spent a
reason.
lot of time on it.
It just seems that like
It's very
every
dense with
point-
puzzles. That's the thing.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's so super dense that if you can't do something, you just go walk across to another room, and there's other shit you suddenly find that you may have missed before, or that you have access to that you didn't have. So I don't know how much more I can say about it. The style's really cool. I mean, it's the style's just fine. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that I was playing it through, so I'm running it off my PC in my basement, Steam linking to my Apple TV upstairs. And when the Steam Link works on the Apple TV, it worked fine. Like once I had it locked in, I played for 6 hours, no issues. But I reckon I had about 3 or 4 attempts to get it running properly before that, where it was shitty network connection. And a lot of people are saying that Steam Link isn't flawless on the Apple TV, which leads us to Moonlight and Sunlight, which we had talked about. Sunshine and Moonlight.
And Boogie.
So anyway, we'll come back and talk about that later once you've got your Apple TV that and then Dave will probably go get one as well. He's going to join the.
He's not an Apple boy. He's Google boy. He's probably got 15 Android boxes in his house already.
I'm a Fire Stick.
Well, it's Android.
Guy. Is it Android?
Yeah,
it's a branch of
Android.
OS.
It's a branch of Android, basically.
It's an offshoot. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So Laura and the Laser Eyes, thoroughly enjoying that. Looking forward to maybe again this weekend if I get some time just to sit down. And
you need to bust your knee up again.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen.
Yeah. Just walk outside for 5 minutes when it's cold.
Yeah, if you don't like numbers, you probably won't like it.
Oh yeah, I will say that.
It's a lot
I
of
mean,
numbering. It's very numbery.
Bastard puzzles. Like, I'm solving some. Honestly, it sounds really conceited to say, but like this is the odd puzzle you solve and you just go, fucking hell, I don't know how many people will be able to get that one. Like even if I feel like I just lucked on the answer or something like that.
Is it pen and paper time? Is it
calculator? I had pages and pages and pages of notes for this game.
Yeah, I've got loads of
drawings of fucking puzzles and stuff. It was great. That's what I really loved about it. It was like, this never happens. I'm like, I want to make sure I fucking solve this, but I am actually going to need to write shit down. But it does. I mean, you don't. It helps me, the act of drawing pictures and stuff like that, to solve some of the puzzles. But the game does. Everything you find is tracked in the game. So every single piece of a puzzle that you might have come across is in, like, whatever you call it, your photographic memory that you've got as one of the options, or it's in like the SC puzzle, the shortcut doors.
Yeah,
There's a book of puzzles, so every door has got a number on it, It's in Roman numerals, so if you can't work out Roman numerals,
Oh, come on.
this is not the game for you.
If you can't work out Roman numerals, like.
There's a lot. There's some puzzles that you definitely need to know some Roman numerals. Not the LV one though, because that was one that I was like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. Because it looks like Roman numerals, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I think because at the start of the SC book, and I didn't look this up, but it basically gives a nod to like some Danish or
Person who wrote the book,
to a person who wrote puzzle, who's like does it professionally or something like that. You know,
Ludwig. The
Yes.
Ludwig of Laura
something like that.
was.
Yeah, it's basically anyway. I mentioned that because I think that really hits home the fact that this thing is cemented in genuine, legit.
Is that actually
legit-
a person?
I'd be very surprised if it isn't.
Oh,
and
I
they
thought it was just
you know,
like in-game lore, but
I don't know.
I didn't
'cause
bother
there's
looking it up.
I'd be very impressed if someone just came up with all those. Anyway, I don't know. It's
They
certainly,
came up with quite a lot of puzzles for the game,
Yeah.
to be fair.
it's really good. It's really
And
good.
this is a
Yeah.
what's it? Who does Samogo? So they've done. I mean, this is completely different. They did Sayonara Wild Hearts before this game, I think. I don't know if you've played that. I've played a bit of it because it was on PS Plus. I'm like, that is nothing like this game. Absolutely nothing like this game. It's a bit like on rails. What was the fucking game with the guy with a guitar? A couple of years ago. It was looked great and all that, but you basically weren't really doing a lot.
I don't know.
Well, Sayonara Wild Hearts is a bit like that. It's just like you play through a musical level, and you have to press buttons at the right time. And that is completely different to this game. I can't remember what they'd done before that. They did something else that was very different.
Don't know.
But it's definitely, they don't have a game type that they do. They just like do something.
Well, they've done very well with
different.
this one, that's for
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah, it's good. It's good, and I hope to be reporting back on it soon.
Good stuff.
All right, Neil, you want to go again?
Okay. Right. Quick mention. Very quick. I say that every time. Gran Turismo 7. Played it all the time. Play it pretty much every day. Got a birthday present from Gran Turismo.
Oh,
Because it's my
Aw.
birthday. I got an early birthday present because my birthday's next week. But about a week before my birthday, they said, "Oh, it's your birthday." I was like, "No, it's not. That's next week." But like, they come out. There's like a video of a cake with sparkles on and all that. Happy birthday, Real Kahuna. And it's like, and they gave me a car. I was like, "That's nice. That's pretty cool."
what did they give you?
It was the Dodge. It's a fake car. It's not a real car.
Oh,
It's It's a Dodge Tomahawk VGT or something. It's the car that does. You need to use this car to do the fucking 400 kilometers per hour on the test track achievement
oh.
because it's got like 1700 horsepower or something and stupid masses of weird aero bits that pop up and disappear. But yeah, it's not a real car.
Yeah.
Can't imagine they'll ever make it because no, it's just too dangerous. But yeah, that was about it. That's what I had to say on Gran Turismo. Thanks, Gran Turismo. So if you've got Gran Turismo 7, it's your birthday, maybe log in.
So where does it get that birthday from?
I
'Cause
don't know.
obviously-
So I guess it's off my PlayStation profile.
Yeah,
Must
I
be
wonder
off my
if you put it
PlayStation
in
profile.
wrong.
Well, maybe you could do it every week.
Yeah.
Keep changing your birthday. But yeah, I'm playing that every day pretty much still.
Okay.
And then the other two, ones I've only played a little bit of. The newest one. So what else we got? You got anything else? I've only got 2 left. I could do one.
Come on.
Go on, now fuck it, I'll do it. I did boot up Elite Dangerous for some reason.
Okay.
Because Elite Dangerous had a big update. They've got big plans apparently for Elite Dangerous. Remember that game? It's been out about fucking 10 years now, I think.
Ooh, and then some.
I played it loads on the Xbox, then played it loads on PC, and then I haven't played it for a good 5 or 6 years, I think.
Mm.
And I booted it up the other day because they've just launched this new thing where it's called the Trailblazer Update. I think they've had to turn it off because there were so many people playing Elite Dangerous that they couldn't cope with it all. But basically what it means is people must know what Elite is and Elite Dangerous. Hopefully, if they listen to a game podcast,
Of course they fucking do.
It's a space trading game. Blah blah blah. There's the bubble.
I'd say it's a space exploration game.
Well, yeah, space exploration,
Oh my god,
trading,
we're not doing
fighting,
5
whatever
minutes of
game.
what Elite
Anyway,
is. Come on.
so there's the bubble, which is the populated space of the Milky Way galaxy in-game fiction.
Yes.
So there's different factions, blah 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 blah, controlling all these different areas of the Milky Way. Not all of the Milky Way is done because the Milky Way is fucking massive. It turns out. But what they've done with this update is you can, something like, obviously, when you go to a system in Elite Dangerous, as always been, there's systems with space stations, outposts on planets, blah, blah, blah. There's some with none. What they're doing with this update is allowing players to expand the bubble by building outposts in unpopulated systems that are within each system. To be able to populate a system and claim it as your own in the game, it has to be within 16 light years of somewhere in the bubble. But you can literally go, I want that system, I'm going to build a space station there, or I'm going to build an outpost on this planet, and it's going to be mine. Which is pretty fucking mental. When I started thinking, I was like, that's fucking mental. The game's obviously like a live game. You can play it solo, but I guess the main thing is like you can just run into other people flying around the galaxy if you play online, and they can fucking fight with you or whatever. But it sounds like the game. I haven't looked at anything that's happened in Elite for ages, and I'm like, I started to think about like the actual thing they're doing here of allowing players to expand the game effectively, the live portion of the game by having their own space stations potentially in other systems that weren't there before, and having to keep all of that information on servers and shit. I'm like, this is fucking mental. How is this game making enough money for them to just do that shit?
It is though.
I think it is quite mental.
I don't think it is, because all you would be doing is tying a particular set of coordinates.
If people, more and more people come on, then like they're expanding. So it's growing this game.
Well,
it's got to keep the money coming in.
But all you're doing is, like I say, all you're doing is applying a set of data to your profile.
I guess maybe it's just a few ones and zeros.
You don't want to let me finish any of my sentences, do you? You must. It's the booze. It's the booze. He's pointing to the can. I don't know. We need Dave here as a third voice on here. Sorry, I'm not doing it just to be argumentative, but you see my point, right? It's just data points, and then generated on the fly, right? Regardless of whatever. So
what I'll say in this is, I've just had a quick look. As of the end of last year, only 0.07% of the galaxy
universe
has been explored. So there's over 99% of the game still hasn't been explored. The number of systems nobody's been in, because it's so big. It's so like there is all this game there that you can they cannot explore it, and people can't get to it quick enough. And it's been out 7 years, I think. And yeah, it's that like adding these. Yes, it's you can. I think what it is because of the people want their name on systems. That was the big thing early on. Is go to a system, you explore all the planets, you explore everything in there. You have your name.
If you were the first person to explore a system, it does do that. It has done that from day one.
Yeah, and that was a big thing. That was a big like people going out to the big clusters of gaseous areas and scanning all them, and it was a big thing to have your name on the system, and you could follow people and you could see where people have been by the name on the system, who explored it, and where they'd gone to. And I think that's what this is. I think it's quite a simple. It's quite what Fraser said. Quite a simple thing for them to do, to get players back into it. Why they want players getting, because there's no subscription. I think there is.
That's the thing. That like they need, like, it might only be a small cost, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it's a big game in
No,
terms of
I think,
population. It's
there
got
is
a
a lot
very
of cus-
dedicated player base, but
Yeah, there's a lot of customizations and stuff that you can buy for the ships, and
Yeah.
you can buy like skins for the ships, or like in cockpit things like bobbleheads and stuff. But yeah, there's no subscription to the game or anything. So
no. So there's
Yeah.
to keep money coming in. I'm like, I didn't even know. I didn't. It feels like this game should have died by now.
Where were you
Honestly,
playing on?
But
PC?
PC. This is where I booted it up and installed it the other day. And I'm
Yeah, I
like,
think
I never
last
actually
month-
got to do any playing. I was just like mind blown by the whole shit what they're doing. I'm like, but the stuff that's coming up, there's a few new ships, but they've got like the big thing they had before was just the Thargoids, the alien race that would like suddenly
Right.
come in. There wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a find your own fun game largely, but then it feels like they've started to do more. That was
Looks like they were around
that was happening
about-
before I stopped playing. The Thargoid stuff was started to be a big deal. And
Yeah.
I was a bit like, whatever. I don't want to be killed by a Thargoid, honestly. When I've got you need 25 million credits to buy the right to claim an outpost or whatever in a system that's not unpopulated. I've got 24.9 million credits and I haven't played for fuck knows how long. But they must have upped like someone said that was a pretty insignificant amount of money in Elite Dangerous terms, 25 million credits. The problem is you've only got 4 weeks to complete the building of your outpost, and it requires the accumulation of fucking loads of materials that you have to do. If you're on your own,
so you can't just turn up and then
no,
build it.
you can't
No,
just
no,
fucking
no.
claim it. You have to put your money down, and if you don't fucking meet the commitment,
Right.
you lose
so the
all your
amount of
money.
people, right. So the amount of people
And
who
someone
are
else can
building
then
these
claim it.
things isn't great. They're not.
Oh,
as
I
easy,
don't
but
know. I think
knocking-
there's probably it's had the most players ever. Well, most players in years now. So suddenly it's brought loads of people back, and obviously that sort of stuff. But I just thought
it's clever and it's neat.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And like,
it's very
you
cool.
can have
Yeah,
your
yeah,
little
yeah.
fucking area of the Milky Way that says it's got your fucking name on it. I was like, that's pretty cool. And maybe this game will never die, and it will just keep going because
Maybe.
it's got
So
dedicated players.
Player count right now is around about 10,000.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
yeah, it's all right for a game that's however old, and I thought was big.
That's people online right now, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, what else we
Anyway.
got?
Right,
Dave.
go on.
Me, I've been playing a lot of X4 Foundations. Funny enough, you were talking about Elite.
Yeah, well,
I
You
don't know
played that
space-based.
before, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
A couple of
I've
weeks
got-
ago. Yeah, you mentioned that, I think, didn't you? Or a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
a few months ago,
I'm going
probably.
going down a rabbit hole of it. It's a space management sim and space battle. It's a 4X. It is actually a 4X game in Explore, Expand. I can't remember the other ones. Exterminate, and something else.
X-ray.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah. X-Men.
Examine.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's one of those games. I'm getting my teeth into it and playing it a lot. I'm not got any of the DLC. There is loads of DLC for it. There was a new one that came out, and
Who's the right one?
basically the new DLC came out with a free update to the game to push it to 7.5. There's been loads. Oh, you showed the wrong game.
I was showing the wrong game. This is the right game.
So yeah, it's great. I love it. You can play it all in ship and just play it from in ship, or you can pretty much play it from the map. And you do a little bit of the both. You complete missions. There's loads of different factions. You can side with one faction or the other, or you can just go down your own. I think I'm kind of building an economy for myself, and then I'm going to try and sort of take over all the different factions. I don't know if I could do that or not, but I thought I'd give it a go. Yeah, you can leave it to sort of not play itself, but you can set up a lot of automation with setting up trades and mining and sending fleets of ships to defend areas and stuff like that, because there's with the different factions comes your ranking with them. I think ranking's not really the right word. But like how much they like you or don't like you, and the more they like you, you can trade with them or buy
Reputation sort of thing.
reputation. Yeah. So like if it gets low enough, you can't dock your ships, and you're limited in what you can do. If it gets too low, they just go to war with you. So yeah, it's great game. It's taken
weird that they'd have mixed that whole sort of grand strategy almost element with like you can just go around and fly your fucking spaceship like you can in Elite.
Yeah, it's completely. It's not it's a fixed map, and the more DLC you buy, the more it expands on that. So it is locked to the number of sections, but even with the standard game, I've put in, I don't know, 70, 80 hours, and I haven't explored it all yet. There is lots to it. I'm sure there's
Not the whole Milky Way then.
It's not the whole Milky Way. But with some of the DLC, I think one of the DLCs is like the solar system. So like all the different planets and the asteroid belt and stuff is in different sectors, and you can basically play it from the humanoid sort of faction, and then you can go back into the sort of other sort of main game through jump gates and stuff. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's just it's taken.
You played the previous ones?
I played X3, but not a lot of it. I played a
Are they all
little
similar though? It's just like this is the one.
ilk, yeah. This is
this is the one to play nowadays.
X4 Foundation came out in 2018, and then it's just been getting DLC. I think every year. So yeah, it's good, very good. It was on a half price, I think it was.
Yeah, I've got my eye on that Elite Dangerous Odyssey, which is the thing you can walk around on the planets and stuff. It was like super cheap the other day. I think it's still on offer.
I think I stopped playing around then when that came out. I was like,
yeah, that's when I stopped playing. Because apparently that was a shit show when it first launched, but apparently it's all right now.
Right.
It's not Call of Duty, obviously, in space, but yeah, I think it's been improved over the years. Where are we? What was I going to say? Shall I go again?
Go for it.
I played a bit of Avowed over the last week.
I've been hearing not great things about that. Now, I felt like people. I got good vibes from it from you.
I've only heard one person say bad things about this.
This is Veteran Gamers.
No, I haven't listened to them say bad things.
I'm sure someone. Yeah, no, I don't know.
I haven't got through the last episode, to be fair.
I was listening again when I was going to sleep, so I may be confused here, but I'm pretty sure that somebody was saying it wasn't really that great when you scratch the surface. I don't know.
I've played more of this than Skyrim.
You've got a hard-on for hating Skyrim, though.
I haven't got a hard-on for hating Skyrim. I've just played it, I don't know how many times, and never got anywhere.
Do you like Skyrim?
I guess not. I feel like what I've played of it so far, I haven't played loads, and I'm just doing the usual me thing, just like, there's the main quest. Fuck the main quest, I'm just wandering around. Freaking finding shit, finding side quests that I probably shouldn't have been doing for another few hours, but here I am. I killed some guy. I can't remember what his name was. He used to, and I picked up a unique weapon off him. He was spitting fire at me or something, or was trying to, but I kept dodging out of the way because I'm a little bit wee. Dodgy, you know. But that was yeah. So I don't know. I'm not an expert in fantasy RPGs. I've not got on with many of them, and I kind of like this one so far. But I'm only
Isn't
3 to
Dark
4
Souls a
hours in.
fancy RPG? Isn't
Well,
Elden Ring like the daddy of
sort
fancy
of.
RPGs?
It's not like a story though, is it? Where you're chatting to people.
No, I guess
Yeah, you
not.
are, aren't you?
Not really. You don't do much chatting in Elden Ring.
You chat to them
You
like,
don't talk to
I'm gonna
people.
kill
You don't
you,
have
and-
dialogue trees and like have to make choices about what you're going to say to people. You
No,
just
but
like
you-
watch a
no,
cutscene and then have a big
Okay.
fucking fight.
Hmm.
So and then you get enough stuff to upgrade your skills.
So you're gonna keep playing this game then?
I think so. I'm gonna give it a few more hours for sure over the next. Well, the next week I'm off work, so I'm gonna.
Oh jeez. Strap in next week,
Put
people.
some time in. Put some time into this a bit, and then I might only play it for 2 more hours and go, nah, fuck it, I can't be asked. But I kind of like it so far. I like the combat.
Weren't you just off for a week?
2 weeks ago, I had a week off.
Oh my god.
Well, the kid's birthday
what a
week off, and then
life.
it's my birthday week off.
Oh
I'm
my
going to be
God, I just
fucking 50
remember
this
my-
week.
Oh my god, my daughter's in
Oh,
school
really?
next week.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
That's
50 this
birthday
week?
yeah.
That's fucked up, dude.
It is fucked up. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
50. It's not right.
No, wait, you're gonna be 50.
There's nothing I can do about it.
No, there isn't.
Uh,
You fucking old kid.
yes. So that's it. After Tuesday, I won't be playing video games anymore. We'll have to start a Traction Engine podcast.
Soon
or
you'll
something.
understand.
Steam engine.
Next week, everyone, or whatever it is, a couple of weeks when she's turned. When's your birthday? When is it? 17th or something?
11th. Tuesday, I
11th?
think.
Oh,
Tuesday?
so next week. Oh, okay. So
Mm.
yeah,
So yeah,
turn up.
next,
No,
next
no
week I'll be a
games
year
played.
older.
No games played. You'll become the 50-year-old you were meant to be.
Yeah, seems unlikely.
You know,
Anyway.
what's depressing? Is Rick
You're-
Mail died when he was 50.
Don't even fucking say that.
from a heart attack, and he was very active then.
Yeah, but that's sad. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah,
It was his anniversary of his death yesterday, wasn't it? Was it yesterday?
I was watching The New Statesman
Was it?
earlier this week. Actually,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't put that in show notes.
it hasn't aged well. No, I didn't finish the first.
Well,
the
I'm not
episode
sure
I
it was
watching.
particularly PC at the time, honestly.
I don't think it had aged well the week it came out.
No. Yeah, I think that was the whole point of it. Do you know what? I think it's probably still relevant. It's what I'm saying. Probably more relevant than ever.
I think
memory.
I think those those
The characters are probably
those
still around.
underpinnings of lampooning politicians or whatever
Yeah.
never really
What,
changed.
for
do
being
they?
all in it for themselves? As if that's going to happen 30 years down the
Yeah,
line.
right? Surely not. All right, what else we got?
I've still got Avowed going. Anyway, yeah, I quite like it so far. I can take or leave the chit chat, I guess.
All right.
I don't know. There's no consistency in my role playing. I'm just like, yeah, click. I don't know what the fuck are.
You
We
just
talked
play.
It's almost like you're trying to Dark Souls this.
No,
Like-
no. I kind of like there is a lot more coherent story going on here.
But you're not
Then
buying
there
into
isn't-
that. Sort of
But
really,
I don't know about not buying into it. I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm. But like, I don't know. I've never really got on with Mass Effect because the guy, the voice, one of the characters you got, the first sort of character after you drop off the ones you're with at the beginning, he's the guy from the voice actor from Mass Effect. But everyone loves. But I'm like, I've got no attachment to that guy. I don't really give a fuck.
No,
But
me neither.
because I never really, I played a bit of Mass Effect, but it was well long after it came out, and it was janky as fuck, as far as I was concerned, and so I never really played it. But yeah, there's like cool powers in Avowed so far. I don't know what's bad about it really. Sarah was on the other day saying about how what you can't do this. This is not as immersive sim kind of thing as it is Skyrim, I guess. I was like, yeah, who cares? It's a
Yeah.
fucking fantasy game.
All right. Okay. Anything else on Avowed then?
Is that
Not-
on
maybe
Game Pass?
more.
You
It's
playing
on
that
Game Pass, yeah. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's why everyone's playing it.
Yeah. Well, not everyone apparently.
No.
I
All right.
haven't even looked at Game Pass recently. so-
What else you got there? Oh my god, he's got a big one coming. All right. It's
What are you talking about?
you.
Go on then. Who's
Rise of
going
the
next?
what?
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
go
talking
next.
about
It's
that
not
now.
me, is it?
I'll go next. I've been
Oh, it
playing
could be me.
another demo. Let's build a dungeon, which is a demo.
Oh, there's all such long fucking titles, Dave.
I purposely
I'm not
tried
even
to
a
find
fucking typist.
It's there was a game a little while that came out a little while ago called MMO Builder or something similar, and it was about a game where you created a MMO, and the players were simulated, and you created quests, and you built the landscape and everything like that. It's kind of like in the same ilk as that, in that you are creating a place where players can go. It's more of a top-down view on this one though, and the more you put into it,
You literally create the
yeah,
landmass, or is it?
yeah, you create the land. Well, the land mass is generated for you, and then
Right.
what you populate with, you get more resources and spend points to have more things put into it. I've played. I don't know. I played it for like 40 minutes. Seems interesting. It's a fun little game.
It looks like you can make Stardew Valley in it eventually, or something.
Yeah, it's that style of game.
It's
It's
this is some weird shit going
um,
on.
but you're creating. I don't know. It's not a city builder. It's like a world builder. But
It says, "Let's build an MMO." As some of the YouTube.
Yeah, it looks as though you're
thumbnails.
hiring people as well who you would work for you to build the MMO, right?
Yes.
And then it's got something about player counts and things like that. So
exactly. So it's like a little bit of a simulation or a strategy.
yeah, what was that video game building game or something that?
RPG Maker.
Both.
Yes.
No, but there wasn't the one as well where you're running the
business.
running the video game developer. Yeah, so you've got a little bit of that,
tycoon or something.
a little bit of building this.
Yeah, it's more actual.
This has got some weird there's some Windows mode going on in this game. I don't know. Did you get to that bit?
I didn't get to that bit. No.
Some weird stuff going on.
So it's an interesting thing. I saw it. I've played 40 minutes. I'll put some more time into it. It just looked really interesting. It looked really different.
Definitely different.
I don't think it's in the demo, but maybe when it actually comes out, there is an option to play in the game that you create and play the game that you create as a player.
That's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, because there is an option in the menu, but it's grayed out for me at the moment, saying play the MMO.
Right.
It does. So, it is. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Video game business simulator without. I don't know. It's weird, but actually making a single game. But there is like your boss is telling you, like, you get messages from your boss and stuff. By the look of it, you have chats with the boss.
You have objectives, and there's things that you got to put in there and stuff. So yeah, let's build a dungeon.
It's definitely a little bit different than the normal.
Yeah, and it's on demo, and it's still available now. So on Friday the 7th, because I downloaded it and played it today.
All right.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
I've got Hunt Showdown in there. Is there anything we need to talk about Hunt Showdown? Not really. I don't think, is there? Normal games. We've had some fun games this week, as usual.
Anything to note?
No new events. No sign of any new events.
Any hilarity? Can't remember. I don't think.
Don't know, but you had the hilarity of me going up to 4 stars and wondering why we had loads of good people in the game.
Oh, yeah, we got slammed once that happened. Well, you had a big kill game.
I killed 6 people in one game. The next game was an absolute shit show.
Oh.
Dave's got Balatro on there. What you got going on with Balatro, Dave?
Forgot about that. Yeah, I've picked that up again. I've been playing it on my Steam Deck. A little bit. It's great. Yeah, I unlocked a new.
Is that your platform of choice for Balatro?
For Balatro, yeah, easily.
Does it touchscreen it? Or
yes.
you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like playing on the iPad.
I got a little cloth as well. Pretty much. But yeah, I unlocked. So I think I got the green. What's it called?
Steak
Chip
deck.
deck.
Steak.
Stake. So I unlocked a new deck, and that kicked my ass. I can't remember what that was. But no, yeah, still unlocking stuff. I
there's
literally
tons.
I fired it up and I was like, oh shit, I've still got like 3 or 4 decks that I haven't actually got.
Have you done any of the challenges yet?
No, I haven't even started on that.
They're interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have a look at that.
You've not been playing Black Tray this week, then, Fraser? Since
I
you
think
started, you back on it last week.
I may have played 1, 2 games. I can't remember. I was going to play a game this morning actually, but I didn't really have time. I looked at my iPad, then I looked at the clock, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
So,
work can wait.
But yeah, still very much enjoying that.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Really?
All right. Okay. Well, look, that leaves one more. Then Neil's got there one of his all-time favorites.
Yeah. So, Rise of the Golden Idol. May have heard of me talk about these Golden Idol games in the past.
Another puzzler.
Yes, this one. Obviously, because it's DLC. It's been a while since I finished the main game, so you got to get back into it. Got to get your head in the right space.
You need a Rocky montage now.
Yeah, I guess. Bit of training. I need to try and find a video that's not got someone talking over it. I can't forget. Anyway, so Rise of the Golden Idol is like the detective game, effectively. So there's now... It's DLC time, basically. So there's 4 new scenarios that have come out the other day. It's called The Sins of New Wells is the DLC title. And you are playing as one of the characters that you saw in the main game, Rise of the Golden Idol, is the detective Roy. I can't remember what his surname is. So it's like 1970s or what have you, still, but now you're presented with 4 new scenarios. I've done 2 out of the 4 this week so far, and I'll probably finish that over the weekend. The first scenario, I was like, yeah, I remember how to play this game. I know what I'm doing. Solved it fairly straightforward. Second scenario, I was like, there's a lot going on here. So you have the whole scene is there. You got to click on all of the bits of information to get all your words that you need. And it has been since the first game. And now, then you've got to suss out. They give you match the people to the pictures and all that kind of shit that's still in there. And then the final piece of the puzzle that you have to solve before you can move on to the next scenario is like a story bit, basically, where you have to say what happened based on what you've discovered. So there'll be like, because you're playing as a detective, there's been some bad shit's happened. You go to a crime scene and you have to click on all of the bits and stuff. And then you just, like, if you click on a person, there's usually like a conversation and a little few words that will pick up, and you've got to remember all the shit they say and how it ties in with whatever someone else says when you interviewed them. And then there's the story piece at the end that goes, such and such a time, this happened, so and so did this, and then they did that, and they saw this, and this happened, and all that sort of stuff. And you've got to fill in all the blanks. And the second one, I was like, yeah, I can't think I know what happened. It was like, put all the words in, incorrect. I was like, uh-oh. Because usually what happens is, if you've been following along closely, is like it will say 2 or fewer incorrect, either that or you're correct, and you've done it, nailed it. And then if you fucked it, I mean, 3 things wrong when there's quite a few things to put in. It's not that many, but and then you're like, okay, so now which bits have I got wrong? And that's where you've got like go back through all of the fucking evidence that you've clicked on to try and suss out. Like, pretty sure that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right. Pretty sure that's right. Pretty sure that's right. Blah 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 blah. This could be wrong. Maybe I'll change this word for that word. And sometimes it'll go It won't
That's worse
change.
or that's better.
Well, if you're in the 2 or fewer incorrect category, it always starts to fuck with my head. This is the point. It's like I change a word and it says incorrect. I'm like, okay, so that means it was correct before I changed that word. So I put that word back. And then you get into the 2 or fewer incorrect say. And it's like, I change a word and it still says 2 or fewer incorrect. And I was like, okay, does that mean that word was incorrect or it was correct? I can't fucking sort it out in my head. Because nothing changed. It's like, okay. So it was either correct. It's like Schrodinger's correctness. I'm like, well, that was either correct or incorrect. It's in a perfect flux state of being correct and incorrect at the same time. Until you fucking nail everything and you go, okay, now I know where I'm going. So there was a bit of trial and error on the second one for me. And there's a hint system, but I read all it was like, you press hints, and then you press a button, and it's like, okay, it tells you to breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in, breathe out for about good 20 seconds, it says, and then it reveals the reveal hint button. And then if you want to reveal the hint, then yes, so when you press the button. So I revealed the hint, I was like, first hint, it's like, yep, got that bit. Third hint, second hint, yep. That's what I'd sussed that bit. Third hint, yep, I knew that already. I'm like, well, that didn't really fucking help. There's 3.
Those are the worst because now you feel as though you sort of.
I've used the hints and they've made absolutely no help whatsoever.
Cheated and you didn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like that just confirmed everything I do. So okay, that kind of feels okay because I wasn't completely missing something. But at the same time, I was like, bollocks! I've pressed hint and I didn't actually help at all. But yeah, I did. There's 3 hint scenarios on each scenario, and then for each one of those scenarios, there's 3 hints. I think is right. And yeah, all of the hints that I clicked on, I was like, yep. I'd already worked that out. So what am I fucking missing? And I finally fucking sussed that scenario, and that's when I finished. So it can make you feel pretty dumb. But if you nail one straight away, you're like, yes! But yeah, it doesn't always happen. But when you put them all in and it says, oh, yeah, the story is always interesting. I like the stories that they tell. They're always a bit fucking weird. And I don't know. I don't read many books. So this is my reading. It's like, but it's at the same time as doing a little detecting. Everyone loves a little detecting, don't they? Like Bergerac and all that shit. Bergerac's back, didn't you know that?
Everyone loves a mystery.
Yeah. And solving mysteries is good. Makes you feel good if you suss something out. And then, like I said, it was almost validation when I went through all the hints and I went, yep, I knew that. Yep, I knew that. Yeah, we knew that. I was like, fine. Okay, I've just got to... So I was like, I've not missed something completely obvious. I've just got to fucking go back through the details and correct the fine points. And then you're like, okay, now I know where I went wrong. But yeah, I didn't resort to fucking going outside of the game to get the actual solution. So, because that's when you know you fucked it. It's like, literally go and find the answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I like them. I've loved all of these games, and I think I think these DLCs might be available on the Netflix version as well, without having to buy it.
I haven't finished it yet. I've got to go back and finish it.
So, but yeah,
That's the sort of
really
thing I can see myself finishing this on a holiday on my iPad at some point.
Yeah, it would be a nice place to just sit on your fucking iPad, on the beach or whatever, or in your lake house. Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice. All right. Okay. Well, is that it?
Yeah.
Any more? That's our 2-hour mark at least.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wow, I didn't even realise the time.
There you go. Time flies when you're having fun.
It certainly does. Okay, well, look, let's call that a show then. That's all you're getting, people. Do we have a shout out for...
Arnie's been chatting only. Arnie's the chatter. Chief
Arnie's
chatter.
the man. Cheers, Arnie.
Chatterer.
And he subbed. Thank you very much for the sub again.
You're welcome.
Oh, I've got to check mine,
I
actually.
wasn't thanking you.
I
I noticed you subbed, but I wasn't thanking you. I was thanking Arnie.
Thank you, Arnie.
All right, Dave, do you want to do our outro?
Yes. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions, get involved, you can contact us on our web form at sealpodcast.com. How's it going? Updating that, Neil? With your
I've been doing my blogs. It was a bit of a delay to the last one because I didn't know when to post it really. But yeah, it went out yesterday, I think.
Get your
for the last
FPL
week.
news.
Yeah, Well, it's
Or
not really
it was-
news.
not really
Your
news.
commentary on our
Your
FPL
commentary,
leagues.
Yes.
Right.
You can also contact us on email, which is sealpodcast@gmail.com. You can join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on. I'm going to just shorten it. Lots of different social medias. Find us on there. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to.
We're not on Facebook, by the way.
Okay. Social medias excluding
Unless you want to do that.
You can literally chat to us here. I mean, if trying to get in contact with us should not be a difficult thing.
As per the lots of questions today, which was much appreciated.
Yes,
from
very
everybody.
much so. We always love questions.
We love them.
Most
And
of the
we
time.
always
Even
get
if
hung
we're
up
not very
on
good at
really,
answering them.
really random ones. It's the big questions that is like could be a really big discussion. We're like, no, move on.
Don't
And
be
then
too
it's like-
serious.
Yeah.
Like the fly or be invisible. We'll have like 100 different permeations of.
Yeah, wasn't there I think if you go back to a year or two ago, there was some like really random questions which ended up generating almost 2 episodes of content, right? I can't remember. There was something, I can't remember what it was. It was really, really minuscule, but it ended up triggering it. Something to do with food, I think. Maybe.
We're going to have to go back and listen to all the old episodes.
Oh yeah.
It's just so
Um,
sneakily trying to up our numbers.
Good. All right. Well, look, I'm getting text messages in now, so I got to get going. Sorry, doesn't stop. Busy.
Right. Cheers, guys. It's been a pleasure.
We'll speak soon. Thank you.
As usual. All right. Take care, everyone, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye.